Why does kindness, something so pure, often lead to being overlooked, used, or even disrespected? What if your giving nature is not the problem, but the way the world has learned to exploit it? Carl Jung's insights reveal a deep psychological truth. Your kindness holds value, but only when you protect it. Have you ever felt like your kindness, no matter how genuine, goes unseen or unappreciated? You're not alone. In a world that often rewards noise over sincerity, it can feel like your quiet compassion is fading into the background. But this isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new awareness. In this piece, we'll explore 5 powerful psychological reasons why your nice nature may cost you respect and how to shift this dynamic without hardening your heart. 5 reasons why your nice nature costs you respect. Carl Jung, YouTube transcript. It's not a coincidence that you found this video. Something quiet yet powerful within you led you here. A whisper in your soul asking for answers, for meaning, for peace. And as you reach the end of this message, things you once felt lost. In the confusion, the exhaustion, the pain will begin to make sense. You're someone who gives from the heart. You offer your time, your patience, your understanding. Often without being asked, you don't do it for recognition. You do it because it feels right, because helping others makes the world softer. But have you noticed how often that kindness is met with silence? Or worse, with condescension? Why does it seem that the more you give, the less you're seen? Why does being kind feel like carrying a light in a world that insists on walking in shadows? The truth is painful and freeing. Today we're going to discuss 5 reasons why your kindness may be going unnoticed, why it can sometimes feel like a burden, and why it seems to lose its value. These are the reasons why, despite your best efforts, your kindness often feels invisible or unappreciated. Before we dive deeper, take a moment to subscribe to Deep Psyche, where we venture beneath the surface into the hidden depths of the soul. Let's begin. The first reason kindness without boundaries becomes invisible. Kindness, when not protected, becomes invisible. Not because it loses value, but because others stop noticing what's always available. And slowly, without realizing it, you become the one everyone leans on. Yet no one checks in with. Your presence becomes expected, not appreciated. Your empathy becomes assumed, not honored. You're seen as strong enough for everyone. And so, no one asks how you're doing. It's not that people are evil. Most don't even realize what they're doing. But human nature often confuses availability with unimportance. And in the psychology of the unconscious, what's constantly given loses its weight. The second reason, kindness reflects what others have buried. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, that unseen side of ourselves we deny, reject, or project. And sometimes your kindness is not just unseen, it's rejected because it reflects something others have long buried. Your warmth becomes a mirror to their wounds. Your generosity stirs a guilt they've hidden. Your authenticity threatens their performance. You walk into the room without a mask. And for some that's terrifying because if your love is real, they must confront the falsehoods they've clung to. And so they mock you, dismiss you, use you, not because you are wrong, but because you make them feel everything they've been avoiding. The third reason, the world often rewards toughness over kindness. We live in a world where strength is often mistaken for toughness. People respect those who seem unbreakable, those who show no vulnerability. In this context, kindness becomes something unusual, almost fragile. People don't know how to react to it, especially if they expect self-interest or competition to drive interactions. When you give freely without expecting anything in return, you challenge a value system that thrives on competition and ego. For some, this is uncomfortable. Your kindness, instead of being embraced, may be dismissed or even mocked because it doesn't fit the status quo. The fourth reason, generosity becomes an expectation. Those who give without asking often find themselves in a role they never chose. The person who is always there to listen, to help, to offer support. And the more you're there, the more people come to expect it. Your time and energy become inexhaustible resources in their eyes. They stop wondering if you need something in return. Respect isn't just about kindness. It's about knowing when to say no and drawing healthy boundaries. If you don't protect your own space, your generosity can turn into a cycle of giving without receiving, leaving you feeling empty and unseen. The fifth reason, constant availability diminishes the value of kindness. When something is always available, it ceases to be valued. The same applies to kindness. If people know you will always be there offering help and support, they may stop seeing the true worth of your presence. You become predictable, expected, and no longer special. The key is to recognize that your time, energy, and love are sacred. When you protect your kindness and offer it with awareness, others will begin to value it more. The balance between giving and preserving your own boundaries allows your generosity to remain meaningful. So what's the solution? It's not about being less kind. It's about being consciously kind. Your ability to give is your light, but your ability to say no, to protect, and to preserve is just as vital. In this dance of light and shadow, you remain whole, compassionate but strong, open but guarded. And here's the paradox. When you start to say, I need space or not today, people will begin to value your presence more. Not because you've changed, but because you've taught them how to treat you. You are sacred ground. Not everyone deserves access to your soul. Let your kindness continue, but let it be an offering made consciously, not a sacrifice made unconsciously. Have you ever felt unseen in your giving? Have you learned the delicate art of being soft and strong, open but guarded? Share your truth in the comments below. You are not alone in this. Your words could be the mirror someone else needs to finally see themselves. If this message spoke to your heart, share it with someone who may need it too. Subscribe to the Daily Stoic, where we dive beneath the surface into the deep currents of the soul. Until next time, protect your light because the world may not always understand it, but that doesn't mean it isn't divine.